and it was divided so that the Israelites could pass by unharmed. Allah then commanded Moses to strike the waters again, just when Pharaoh and his men were riding across. As the flood waters closed over Pharaoh, he exclaimed, I believe there's only one God, the God of Moses and the Israelites. I believe in the Allah that they worship. But Allah did not accept his testimony because it was not done in sincerity. Allah then told Pharaoh and revealed in the Qur'an that he would preserve Pharaoh's body in the sea as a sign to those who refused to believe. Now, in the late 1800s, the tomb of Ramses II was opened, and a mummy was found inside, which died of old age and arthritis. The ancient Egyptian history states that Ramses II was pharaoh for 99 years. And since he took power at the age of 14, that would have made him a ruler all the way until he was 113 years old. What is more likely is that after the embarrassing way that he died, one of the pharaoh's son, because the next pharaoh is actually the 13th son of Ramses. So one of his sons probably took over after his death and continued the name in order to maintain this illusion of godhood that the pharaohs used. This is because in the 20th century, a mummified corpse was found in the Dead Sea, contorted, and the victim died of drowning. Only Allah can preserve a corpse for more than 3,000 years in seawater and ocean mud. Any other corpse would have been devoured by sea life or rotted away within a short time. But Allah keeps his promises, and he preserved the terrified and contorted body of Pharaoh as proof for the whole world of the validity and truth of his word. As the Israelites went across the desert, Allah provided them a quail and a substance called manna, which gave them nourishment as they crossed the desert. Allah guided them and commanded Moses ﷺ to strike a rock so that 12 springs would gush forth, one for each tribe of Israel. Allah even covered the sun for them by keeping clouds over the sky, moving over them as they walked across the desert. Still, in the face of all these blessings and miracles, they doubted the power of Allah. When they reached the borders of the Promised Land, they feared the Hittites and did not believe that Allah could deliver them, and so they were forced to wander the desert for 40 years, and the next generation would be allowed to claim the Promised Land. After Moses ﷺ had fasted for 40 days, he went to speak with Allah at Mount Sinai, where he had received his first prophecy. Allah then gave him the 10 Commandments on tablets and provided Moses ﷺ with a law to be given to his people. The commandments are revealed in the Qur'an, as Allah tells Musa ﷺ and Muhammad ﷺ, say, come, and I will recite what your Lord has prohibited from you. Join not anything in worship with him. Be good and dutiful to your parents. Kill not your children because of poverty. We will provide sustenance for you and for them. Do not come near to shameful sins, such as illegal sexual intercourse, whether committed openly or secretly, and kill not anyone whom Allah has forbidden, except for a just cause. This he has commanded you that you may understand. And come not near the orphan's property, except to improve it, until she or he attains an age of full strength, and give full measure and full weight with justice. We burden not any person but that which he can bear. And whenever you give your word to judge between men or give evidences, say the truth, even if a near relative is concerned. And fulfill the covenant of Allah. This he commands you, which you may remember. That's in chapter 6, verses 151 and 152 of the Qur'an. Allah gave mankind the commandments, again in the Qur'an, to purify them from error and to act as proof to the authenticity of the Qur'an itself. Since Musa ﷺ had been gone for 40 days, the people became restless and demanded that Aaron ﷺ provide them with an idol to worship. Aaron refused, and the people pushed him aside and built one themselves anyway. A man among them named Samiri made the golden calf and acted like a magician to impress the people. He made the calf hollow so that it would make a sound as wind passed over it. Aaron alayhi salam exclaimed to the people, "Stop, you've been deceived." But they would not hear it. Those who remained righteous moved away from those who worshipped the idol. The idol worshipper said, "We will only stop if Moses arrives." When Musa alayhi salam did arrive, he saw people dancing and celebrating around this golden calf, and he was furious. He smashed the tablets of law and swore at the people and grabbed Aaron alayhi salam by the beard and said, "What is wrong with you? How could you let him do this?" But when Aaron told him everything that had happened, Musa's anger subsided. Allah revealed in the Qur'an, they said, "We broke not the promise to you of our own will, but were made to carry the weight of the ornaments of the Pharaoh's people. Then we cast them into the fire," and that was what As-Samiri suggested. Then he took out of the fire a statue of a calf which seemed to lobe. They said, "This is your Ilah, or God, and the Ilah of Moses, but Moses has forgotten his God." Did they not see that it could not return for them a word for answer, and that it had no power to harm them, to do good? And Aaron indeed had said to them beforehand, "O my people, you are being tried in this, and truly your Lord Allah is the most beneficent, so follow me and obey my order." They said, "We will not stop worshiping the calf until Moses returns to us." So, that is in chapter 20, verse 87 through 91 of the Qur'an. Moses alayhi salam then took 70 leaders from among the Israelites to go to the mountain with him. They were allowed to hear Allah conversing directly with Musa alayhi salam. And they still demanded that they would not believe in Allah until they could see him with their own eyes. So Allah revealed himself to them, and they were overpowered by his presence and were killed immediately. Then Allah retreated and raised them from death, so they would tell the Israelites of the truth, so that there would be no more doubt. It was shortly after this time that Allah sent Musa alayhi salam to find a man named Khidr. Now, the Qur'an and Hadith indicate that Musa alayhi salam was sent to learn from him after he claimed, that Moses had claimed, to know more than any other man on the earth. Allah then chastised Musa alayhi salam by telling him that no man could know everything, and that